more time passes and the more that week by week passes, I realize something that I have been feeling about the Boruto anime that I haven't been feeling for a very long time since it started airing and it started doing a couple of, episodes and arcs and this and that and blah 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 for certain characters. And it's that I am actually genuinely excited on a week to week basis for a Boruto episode. I didn't think I would actually ever be excited and happy to watch a Boruto episode the next week that has passed for an episode to come out, but recently I've actually been feeling that a lot, and I'm actually very surprised that that has been the case because I've criticized this show a lot and I've been really bored with this show a lot, and I feel like it hasn't done things to the full potential that it potentially has with certain characters and certain arcs and certain character development and this and that and blah blah blah. But the stuff that the show has been doing with characters like Jigen, Kashin Koji, Delta, the entirety of Kara, and the development of Kawaki himself, I feel like has just been something that has been surprisingly intriguing. I've actually been talking about this for the past couple episodes, how the way that they've been handling the development for Kawaki in this type of situation that he's in after having been in a situation that he was before with the Kara organization. I think it's actually been surprisingly intriguing, and it's been very interesting to see this character grow and change and develop in the landscape and the environment that he's currently in, seeing him be around certain people and, having certain interactions with certain people has just been very interesting, and to see his mindset after being essentially twisted for many, many years in comparison to someone like Boruto, who's been living in a time of peace within inside of the Leaf Village. I think it's a stark contrast, and it's been something that's just been very interesting. And because of this character development, it's just been very interesting to see this character grow and develop over time. And I've just been having a lot of fun. I've been really interested to see what's going to happen for the next episode for this character, and I've been really loving it so far. And for people who have been hesitant about coming back for the Boruto anime, I would recommend that you come back and see some of the stuff that they've been doing, because we're in manga material and people have been enjoying the manga material, but then I hear certain stuff about the manga that people have been criticized, and the anime does it better. So I think you should potentially come back and give it a chance, because I feel like it's something that needs to be witnessed firsthand in order for you to understand what it is that I'm saying about this show. So to get back into the actual episode and what it was actually doing, we start off back where we had left off last week, which was Kawaki rebuilding the vase that he had broke that Himawari had made. And at that point, Himawari doesn't really care anymore, because he already had made up for breaking in the first place, and she just wanted to let him know that. And in the episode from there on after, we see Delta a couple of times, and of course she's very headstrong and stubborn and reckless, and so she decides to go out and send this fucking drone that she has and built in like the back of her back, and she sends it up to go and search for Kawaki, even though the entire time Kashin Koji has already been keeping an eye on him and has found him the entire time. But the reason why he's not intervening in any specific way is because he's wanting to see how Kawaki's going to interact with Boruto, because they both have a karma seal. And so he's wanting to see what type of interactions they're going to have with one another. And within the episode, Boruto and Kawaki actually decide to go ahead and start sparring. And within the episode, they used the karma seal against one another. And the action, for what it's worth, was actually really good, and it was animated really well. And I think the differences in between how the both of them fight was actually very interesting to watch and see them spar. And then they have a little scene where they do the unison sign, where they take their pointer finger and the middle finger, and they connect them one together, and they have Boruto see Momoshiki Otsutsuki again after such a long time has passed. And as we know, with how the karma seal works, the only way someone is able to get a karma seal onto their body is by killing an Otsutsuki, and that Otsutsuki decides to make that specific person become a vessel, so that way they can eventually return back and resurrect in a specific way. And as we all know, Boruto was the one who dealt the killing blow against Momoshiki, so he's Momoshiki's vessel for when he eventually decides to return. And Kawaki is supposed to be Ishiki Otsutsuki's vessel. And by the end of the episode, Delta decides to go ahead and take matters in her own hand, and she goes inside the Leaf Village after figuring out where Kawaki was. And next episode is where we're going to see some really high-octane action, because Naruto's going to be involved, and anything with Naruto at this point is always going to be something interesting. And just by the little snippets of previews that we had for next week's episode, it seems like the animation's also going to look pretty good. So I'm only hoping that it just looks great and we get to see more stuff happen between these characters, because I've I'm very, very intrigued as to what's actually going to happen. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this episode. Music was good. The stuff they did with the car members was really good. Code in the episode is actually going to go find Boro and do something revolving around him in a specific way because they're still trying to figure out who the traitor is. Jigen is kind of out and recuperating, so he's kind of out of the project for a little bit. And we're just going to be seeing some pretty good action, I hope. So, whenever we see what happens next week is when I'm going to be able to talk about it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want more, subscribe for more. See you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.